Today's topic is really exciting. I've been waiting to share about this for the last 2 weeks, I think. I'm gonna be sharing about my experience in the darkness. Yes, I spent 7 days in the darkness, and I actually did not openly share it with anyone except some friends and family privately. It was a very holy and sacred ritual that I did not want to publicly share in the moment. End of February 2022, I went into the darkness for 7 days. We were a group of 7 when we all had our own room and bathroom and shower, and there was a magical woman, Corina, who created that space for us. Actually, she cooked for us and she brought us the food, and she just held the space for us if we wanted to share or have a conversation with her throughout the 7 days. I will put her link down in the description below. If you feel a resonance, you can really reach out to her. She is based in the eastern part of Switzerland, so maybe that's something you want to tune into. For those who do not know what a dark retreat is, it's essentially what the name already says. You spend a certain amount of time in the darkness. So Corina, for example, she offers 7 days, 10 days, and 21-day retreats, and that ritual and that practice as ceremony actually is dated back to the Lemurian ancient civilization. They would already go to caves into the darkness and really connect with that primordial space of the void of the Divine Mother Creatrix. And throughout the centuries here on planet Earth, human beings across the planet, priestesses and priests, monks and nuns, have gone into temples, into pyramids, and into caves to be in that connection with Source, with our souls. There are also those narratives and those concerns around people have been tortured in the darkness. It was actually the second time I did such a retreat. The first time was back in 2018, and it's just so interesting how we perceive the darkness. Set and setting are very, very, very important. The dark retreat is not for everyone, for sure, because there are things that will come up in the darkness that maybe we are not ready to face. So depending on your environment, with who you're doing it, or how you are feeling, what your intention is in that present moment as you are entering that retreat space, that will have an effect on your experience in the darkness. So yes, I do believe that people can be tortured in the darkness if that set and setting is vibrating in that frequency. Yet there lies a great liberation in the darkness, in facing our demons. That being said, I do want to share a couple of words around my experience. Because it was the second time, it was so interesting to see that it was so different. I've been moving through a lot of my shadows these last years. So I remember back in 2018 when I did the retreat, I was really scared of the darkness. That was my first plunge into spirituality. I hadn't really done a lot of shadow work or anything. I just went for it, and I was terrified. I was not leaving my bed back then at all, unless I had to go to the toilet or take a shower. This time around, because of where I am at in my life, it was the most beautiful experience ever. Wow, I actually did not want to leave. It felt like coming home. It really felt like coming and dropping into that ever-present moment of the Divine Mother Creatrix. The I Am Presence that creates you and me and all around us. That does not mean that I was not navigating through some of the maybe lower vibrations, some of the things that have been keeping me enslaved. No, I apparently was the loudest of our group of 7. I was screaming, I was shouting, I was crying, I was singing, I was moving, I was dancing, and I was just totally surrendered to the process. I was being initiated to learn how to allow that to arise in the present moment that is in the unknown. Where did I want to move? What did I want to do? What was in store for me in that moment? Because it is in the darkness, because there is no structure anymore, because time eventually fades away, it was really so much easier than in day-to-day life to do that, because every time I would like get out of the present moment and go into the past or the future, I was like fully drawn back into the present moment, and it was like, okay, what do I want to do now? Where do I want to go now? What does my body want to do right now? So I was astral traveling a lot, and simultaneously I was merging with my body. It really felt like this Christ consciousness was so very present in my room. I also want to share that it is called Dark Retreat. However, I hardly never had any darkness, because the quantum fabric of reality can be seen, right? It's a multidimensional reality that we are living in. So I was always seeing some flimmering and some like flickering of like white light. The very interesting thing was that unlike when there's light, when there's bright light, it's the same if you close your eyes or if you open your eyes, because it's the third eye that opens up and that sees through the quantum fabric of reality. So that was very interesting and very fascinating for me to just see, because it was just like I'm going into the darkness and it's never really dark. What was really beautiful as well was just to have that knowing, that understanding that there was always someone who I could reach out to. Corina was always present there, and we were communicating through letters. So whenever like I wanted to talk with her or I needed something, I was allowed to like write it down. Yes, in the darkness. I was writing in the darkness, and then fold the paper and put it outside of the door where like she would put the meal as well, and where we could put out like the empty dishes. That was really beautiful, just as a soothing heart knowing for myself, because that's the way that I was able to surrender. We need to feel safe. We need to feel nurtured. We need to feel that we are allowed to surrender to the unknown. We get to create that for ourselves, and we get to attract and manifest people that can create that, co-create that with us, so that we can fully experience this human journey. Dream states and the dreams get very vivid. And Corina's partner, he does like dream readings and unlocking and unweaving the dreams of people. It was actually one of the most important pivotal moments in these 7 days. My subconsciousness showed me something through my dreams, gave me this message that was pivotal and is still pivotal from my evolutionary journey. It's unlocked a gateway into the temple of my service, for sure. It's already having a ripple effect on how I am working and I'm offering my services, because it's unlocked like a deeper layer of my soul mission and my soul purpose. Beautiful thing as well is what I observed within my own journey during these 7 days is like how stuck we are in the controlling mechanism, and how when we allow ourselves to release any type of control, that's where the magic and miracle can happen. And I've been really integrating that aspect of myself these last weeks. It's a journey of self-mastery for sure, yet it is such a beautiful, magical journey, really. And we are here for a reason. It's just so funny how our minds and like this controlling mechanism loves to make everything so complicated. Yet when we can really fully drop into this now moment, into our soul, we are these infinite souls, right? And we can actually harvest from the abundance of our souls, of all parallel lifetimes of self-mastery that we have had and experienced. Yet, like, when we want to try to accomplish all of these things with our egoic mind structure, then we get overwhelmed. And that's what it showed me once again, like in this dark retreat. It can be so simple. Life can be so simple. Being our missions can be so simple. It is just about dropping in and harvesting from the infinity of our souls. Imagine that one of your cells depicts your human incarnation and your body depicts your soul. That means that you can harvest from every cell, every wisdom that every cell has been experiencing over and over again. I am just mind blown, and life is this great mystery that we cannot control, we cannot grasp to, we cannot hold on to. It is about letting loose. It is about taking off that grip, allowing it to flow through us, allowing our bodies to be the vessels. After the retreat, so we went out of our rooms like on the 7th day in the evening, and we came together in a beautiful circle. We had our mindfolds on, and we really had time to come back into this physical world. As I shared, it was more challenging to come outside than go into the darkness. It was really beautiful how Gorina was just guiding us to come back. It was like this really tender, sensitive beingness, state of beingness that we were at, right? We were being reborn from the dark womb of the Divine Mother into the light, and we were choosing our lives once again. Since we hadn't seen any light for 7 days, it was so challenging to see and to focus with our physical eyes into like the physical form, into the light, because I've been living with my third eye and my senses for a week. I've been like moving around like really in my light body for a week. That coming back and seeing with my physical eyes, our physical eyes just see a very limited amount of reality. It's beautiful, but it's just very limited. It really took us, I think, like, I don't know, an hour to be able to take off our mindful, and it was evening, so it was already like dark, and to like sort of focus. And also, like, the next day we did a beautiful shamanic ritual to really birth ourselves back into existence, back into this world. And it was like such a beautiful, bright day. Everyone was like going around with sunglasses, except I do not own any sunglasses. And I had a massive headache. I was hardly able to look like into the light. It's been a massive, massive ride. And also, like, after the dark retreat, I needed, I think, four days to re-nourish myself in the world. We are all very different, right? Our senses are very unique to ourselves, and every experience is different. So we were exchanging some of our experiences, like the group of 7, and we all had our very individual experiences. So it's not like the thing that I'm sharing right now. If you feel inspired to do something like that, you will have your own experience. You cannot compare it with each other, because right at the place where you are at the state of consciousness that you are embodying, with the intention that you're entering, with the setting that dark retreat is actually created, that all has an influence. That all has an impact on your own experience. And that actually counts with everything in life. It's not for everyone, for sure. Yet, for those who feel the calling, I can really tell you how beautiful it can be. I'm just sending you so many blessings and so much love, and just remember that you are powerful. We are all so powerful. And yeah, take time, take space and time for you to really be in the womb of the Divine Mother Creatrix. She's everywhere, here and now. It's a state of consciousness. You do not have to go into the darkness for that. She's here now, with you and me. Namaste, beautiful soul. Thank you.